Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and may the Force be with you. It's Star Wars Visions today. We're talking about the brand new animated anime series from Lucasfilm. It's 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 a series of shorts. They say it's well. I mean, some of these run about 14 to 22 minutes in length. There's a it's I'm sorry, it's late. I've literally just finished watching it. I had to watch What If first, and then I went in and watched 3 episodes of Visions, and my brain is still scrambled from just the awesomeness that I've seen here. Of course, if you don't already know, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I like a little bit of anime here and there, but I'm not like a expert in all things anime myself. But there's a bunch of stuff that I really enjoy. Um, but I love Star Wars more than anything, and to see this in this form is just amazing. And I know I'm only scratching the surface at watching 3 episodes. So far, 9 have been released. I thought for sure there was an ad that popped up on my Facebook feed that said all 22 episodes available at once, and well, that doesn't seem to be the case. There seems to be only 9, and they're already out of order. It's like on IMDb at least here, it's listing that Lop and Ocho is supposed to be episode 2, and that's like episode 8. So I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Technically, these stories are not connected, but uh, I have a feeling that some of them will continue in future installments. Right now, I had just watched The Duel, which is the first episode, Tatooine Rhapsody, which is the second episode, and The Twins, which is episode 3. Now, these vary so greatly in just their animation style, and also the creative teams. There's a different anime creative team straight out of Japan that worked on the look, feel, design, story, characters, everything about this. Of course, there's certain Star Wars elements that make it Star Wars that are in this. The sounds, obviously, the swish of a lightsaber, blaster sounds, the sound of an R2 unit bleeping away. And that's one of the things I think I realized that throughout this, um, there's always droids. There's always alien creatures. So far, there's been 2 R2 replacements. And again, by the way, this is not necessarily, like I said, none of this is canon. But it's for those who care about that. This is almost the what if that people are like, hey, Marvel has a what if. Why don't we get a Star Wars what if where we can see what happened if this happened a different way, or maybe Luke became evil, or Leia became evil, or Anakin was redeemed, or all those kind of stories that we want to we kind of explore in our minds. And we've seen that in comics. They've done that in comic books. But yeah, it's not a what if where it hinges on a certain moment. This literally, each story is just its own thing. It doesn't say, well, if this person did something slightly different, this is how the world would turn out. There's no impetus. There's no watcher that's giving you this story about, oh, did this one thing change or another. This is fully self-contained, uh, non. It's as if Star Wars has always been that way. Is everything is the inspiration. Star Wars is the inspiration for these things, but they are not beholden to anything specific. Um, the Duel literally is set in what looks like uh, feudal Japan back in the days. We have a Ronin in samurai gear roaming the countryside with his trusty sidekick, a droid. Uh, but they look. It's animated in such a way that it looks like every character is hand drawn separately, and it's just it's beautiful to look at. It's all black and white for the most part. It's gray tones really, with um, flourishes of color when it comes to lights on the droid or lightsabers, of course. It's it's just it's a great entry episode in this series. And by the way, I mean, anybody who knows Star Wars knows that much of Star Wars thematically, stylistically, has been based upon classic samurai tales, especially Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress, things like that. All were humongous inspirations on what Star Wars became. You can see story-wise, theme-wise, character-wise, all those things in the original Star Wars film, and then it just sort of blew out from that. So this is a nice little, this is like coming home in a sense by using Japanese animation structure, design, just it's so gorgeous. And the great thing is that when you see one episode like The Duel, which is very gritty, it's pretty dark, it's old school traditional kind of storytelling, and then you flip it around and you get this very cartoonish, almost chibi style, not chibi, because everybody's kind of small looking, bigger heads a little bit, but they're not actually chibi. But if you don't know what chibi is, don't worry about it. Ask your grandkids. But you get in Tatooine Rhapsody, we get. And again, I'm not going to ruin too much about this, but we get a kid who joins up with a band who is being hunted down by a certain bounty hunter. Yes, and that bounty hunter is voiced by the same man who plays that bounty hunter in another Disney Plus series. So, yeah, he's seen in the trailer, so I'm not really spoiling much. But that little bit shows a more real connection to the Star Wars universe we know, because we see a lot of characters we recognize, not just versions of characters. We get the actual characters, which is really neat, and that comes and goes throughout these things. The twins, which is the third episode, has a very you think it's gonna be Luke and Leia that it's gonna be about, but it's not. It's very different. So it's a different set of twins, and this is the one that I think is kind of a part one of two, even though because it kind of ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger. So I imagine that storyline is going to be picked up on in time. So it's each of these is an adventure in their own, and so many hallmarks of anime are in this. Just in Star Wars and anime alike, the robot, the droid, tends to save the day in many cases, the trusty sidekick. But if you ever want to see like ultimate uses of the Force or ultimate uses of a lightsaber, you're going to see that in this. You're going to see that especially in the twins episode. Holy cow! It's that level of absurdity that you can only do in anime. And go, that makes sense in anime, but yeah, it would never work in the really down to earth Star Wars universe. It's just you know how you look at the Clone Wars and you see like especially Genndy Tartakovsky's version of the Clone Wars, where Mace Windu can just jump miles and land in a superhero landing and just take out a ton of stormtroopers. I mean droids. What am I thinking? It's the Clone Wars. Take out a ton of droids all in one shot. It's like, but the Samuel Jackson Mace Windu, they don't have him doing that in the movies. He's not overpowered. Well, this takes that Genndy Tartakovsky overpowered kind of Jedi situation or Force user situation. I can't say Jedis, and then just takes it to its ultimate level, like beyond you can imagine. I would love to see this on the big screen. I would watch a film festival of all of these things on the big screen. And speaking of which, I mean, hey, Star Wars Celebration, if you want to have some programming track, put on Star Wars Visions in a room and just let people go nuts on a big screen. I don't care if it's a crappy folding chair for all 22 episodes. people will sit there and they will watch them. Put it on a loop. In case you miss one, you can always come back later and watch it. Holy cow. And speaking of Star Wars Celebration, I expect by next spring, when that happens, it moved to April, May. It's been so long. It's been so long. Uh, um, I'm going, but I just forgot when it was. Um, by then, I fully expect there to be a buttload, and that's a practical, measurable term of weight, or measure. Yeah, it's a proper term of measurement. Look it up. Buttload. I expect a buttload of cosplay based on these episodes. So far in just 3 episodes, holy cow, there is a lot. There's a lot of costumes. You may stop seeing regular stormtroopers and Princess Leia's and Han Solos altogether. You're going to see these Star Wars visions by Anime Expo. Holy cow, you better be really making use of this anime and Star Wars costume ideas. Oh, yeah, that better be the thing. Uh, Please let Anime Expo happen. It's in LA, by the way. It's really good and has a ton of cosplay. Um, Beyond that, I have to tell you who some of these actors are. You'll recognize a number of actors throughout these. I can only talk about the ones in the first 3 episodes because I haven't watched the other ones yet, and I will probably in the next 24 hours, but I had to get this taken care of. um, yeah, in the first episode, Lucy Liu plays one of the characters, which I won't tell you which one, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure that out. And Brian T plays the Ronin. He is. I have a feeling he's done he's done a number of voiceover work before for things like this. By the way, before I go any further on this, speaking of voices, there is an English dub version and a Japanese dub version. So with English subtitles. So you have a choice. If you want to go traditional anime and watch it with all the Japanese voice actors with an English subtitle, go for it. Or you can do the English one. With the English one, you get actors you recognize in a number of these things. In Tatooine Rhapsody, Joseph Gordon-Levitt plays our main character, which I imagine it was a dream of his to be able to do this, along with Bobby Moynihan, and I gotta check here to remind myself. That certain bounty hunter, Tamura Morrison. So, yeah, he makes an appearance, and in the twins we get Allison Brie, which you might know from Community and Glow on Netflix, and Neil Patrick Harris, who is a huge Star Wars nerd as well. He gets to play one of the other twins. So, yeah, it's a star-studded thing, and I have a feeling I know there's a number of other actors. David Harbour from Black Widow and from Stranger Things is in this. A bunch of others. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But I know there's a ton of people, and I think a few surprises along the way. What you shouldn't probably expect, although I imagine it could happen, you're not going to necessarily hear Anthony Daniels playing C-3PO, maybe not, or Mark Hamill coming in and doing a voice or anything else. You might see D. Bradley Baker. He does all the clones and stuff. Who knows? I honestly, I try to stay away from spoilers as much as I can, and I'm sorry if I've spoiled some things for you. You have the opportunity to go watch them right now. I know it's too late to tell you that, but okay. So there's a bit of spoilers, but I'm not going to tell you how these stories turn out. So that's one thing I'm not spoiling you on. But yeah, there's so much to come. Yeah. So I imagine that even though they said there's 22 episodes, only 9 are out so far. I have a feeling they're just going to sort of plop them out over time, over the next few days, unless I'm completely wrong and there's only 9-10 episodes. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is season 1, and I hope there's a season 2. Holy cow. This is there's so much, if you love Star Wars, there's so much to love about this, because there's so many references to Star Wars, obviously, beyond the sounds, some of the dialogue, and everything else, and unique takes on the characters. But even if you don't know Star Wars, there is so much in this that even if you love anime but have no care for Star Wars, you can still enjoy this immensely. It's a lot of fun, and I can't shut up about it. I'm sorry. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's one of the things I've been looking forward to for a long time, ever since I saw the trailer. I mean, I knew about it way back. Gosh, when did they first talk about it? I don't know. It's been a while. Probably at Disney Plus at the panel at D23. I used to go to a lot of conventions before the world shut down. But yeah, seriously, if you're any kind of Star Wars fan or an anime fan, you will love this. I can't imagine how. And if you don't, please tell me. I don't need any negativity on my channel, but I mean, come on. I can't figure out what it would be that you would go, well, that's a piece of crap. I don't like that. Yeah. Anyway, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
562.
Excuse me. 562. That puts us, I think, in the thes. 5, 6. Yep, we are in the thes. And that gives us, I think, a documentary. I'm not sure. But we're back in the documentary world. We haven't had one for a little while, I think. Man, I've lost track of everything. I'm really tired. So, 562 is The Last Ice. I have a feeling this is very environmental. So, the climate change is making the ice go away pretty fast. Faster than it should be. But I have a feeling that's what it's about. I have no idea, though. Maybe it's about the Ice Age, the last one. Don't know. But we'll find out tomorrow with The Last Ice in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.